Aloha, Mayor Roth and your team, our visitors from afar, and our chancellors, Susan and Bonnie. On behalf of our chancellors, we provide you, and it's our honor to do so, with this welcome. It's our signature way of welcoming people to our campus, and we do know that some of you come from afar. And we want to just welcome you and your spirits to Hawaii. And those of you who live here full time, it's nice to get a welcome. Yeah, on a Thursday. Again, my name is Taupori Tangaro. The welcome is, I want to thank Joni Onishi, who gave us an email, says, oh, something special is happening, can we welcome? And so, Joni, thank you. And, but it is always an honor to intersect communities using Hawaiian protocols. One, it informs us, it reminds us, it echoes us that we're nowhere else in the world but in Hawaii. So we should be reflecting the spirit of this place via the culture of this place. And so that's number one. Number two, it helps us remember our stories, not just as a past tense occurrence, but how are these ancient stories relevant to us today? And three, we can bring out our big drum. Today's a big drum welcome. And we usually have, 10 smaller drums. Today's a big drum welcome. And it is a way to celebrate our shared heartbeat. So the drum is not just for ambiance. It is ritual in that it takes us back to the wombs of our mothers before we knew what politics and ethnicity and race is. It took us back to that very core. That no one can take that away from us. We share that experience, the heartbeat of our mothers, the heartbeat of our grandmothers. So today we play this special drum on behalf of all of our mothers and the grandmothers from whose body we sit here today. We have the poo. The poo is the shell trumpet. We play that as a reminder that we humans are a migrating species. We migrate all over the world. The ocean does not disconnect us. It connects us profoundly. Aloha. And so many of our ancestors came on canoes. And so this ocean, colonization teaches us that the ocean separates. That's not our Hawaiian worldview or an indigenous worldview. The ocean connects. So by playing the pool, we remind ourselves of not what makes us different, but what makes us connected. Zero waste is an interesting conversation these days. And so it is really worth the celebration of that. There will be a dance that will be done. It's one of our oldest dances from the traditions of Edith Kanakaole. She danced it, her ancestors danced it, and it goes all the way back to the traditions of Pele. So we're bringing you the oldest stuff we know in a way of welcome you here in 2023. And this dance, you'll see, it's very complex, but you'll see just basic motion that goes here, and then it comes back. It goes here and it comes back. It's talking about how the lava comes and it covers everything. And how the lava comes and it covers everything. Forests are built from that lava. But today, it's a reminder that if we humans created it, we can undo it. We can create new ways of dealing with some of our issues. And again, we know that, but it's nice to have an ancient reminder of that it's not just a current situation. All our human existence, we humans created things that we kind of regret after a while, and we have to undo it. So let this be an opportunity to strengthen our resolve to create a better world. It's our opportunity to take care of this now so that our grandchildren can have other things to take care of. So again, in the aloha, in honor of you being here, this is not honoring, the welcome is not honoring your station, your title. It's honoring your spirit. And your title is waiting for you outside, but your spirit is here. And so we welcome all of you, and again, we thank you profoundly for giving us an opportunity to share some of our most sacred information in ways that complement and advance and supports and guides the imperatives that we need to tackle in our time. Waya?
Paka! Paka paka! Ku paka! Kulolo!
With that done, we welcome you. Welcome to the spirit of the Pacific. This is Hawaii. We're in the center of the Pacific. We like to believe we are one of the centers of the universe. So, welcome to the center of the universe.
Mahalo, Tangaro, Noel. Aloha, honored guests. This is my way for sustainable, right? I'm not printing it out. So it's on my phone. Aloha, honored and special guests. Welcome to Hawaii Community College. My name is Susan Kazama and I serve as the interim chancellor. This is such an exciting event to be revealed, an opportunity. At Hawaii Community College, our vision is to educate students who will be productive, engaged citizens capable of meeting the complex challenges of our island and global communities. The environmental challenges we face today are the definition of complex, and there is no one solution. But we have so many passionate people on this campus, including former employees like Joni Onishi and former other employees like Ellen Okuma. Mahalo for getting this set up here today. I thank both of you. We have so many people who are helping to lead the way. This also includes our Iola Halua Center. You've just met some of them for Hawaii Lifestyles and its advocacy for and the practice of Malama Aina. We have our sustainable committees and clubs, our natural science and forest team programs, I wish they could have been here today, that's going to train that next generation of conservationists. We have our agriculture program and its farm-to-table partnership with our culinary arts, all of our greens that are served in our cafeteria, and 90% of the food basket comes from our agroforestry products and farms. We also have our faculty that teach students about the importance of locally grown food. We also have, lastly, our Palamanui Forest Preserve at our Kona campus, and much, much more. Through all of these efforts, we recognize the importance of all of these close partnerships, taking care of our environment and passing on our knowledge to our next generation of students. Thank you, students, for being here. Thank you, everyone, for being here today. With that, I turn this now over to Kei Ku'ule Kanahele, our MC. But those speakers, please come up onto the stage. You have to face now the audience.
Aloha nui kako. Everybody, aloha. 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 My name is Ku'ule, and I'm so grateful to be here. My role is a cultural advisor with Zero Waste Hawaii Island. I'm also the MC for today. I'm joined by these wonderful panelists that come from many different places and families and titles. And I'm so grateful to feature their mana'o, or their thoughts, with us today. I just wanted to contextualize our work together. Zero Waste Hawaii Island, which is the organization I'm with, as well as Perpetual. Together we work for waste reduction in Hilo as it relates to Indigenous wellness. When our Aina has a time and a space to breathe, so do we. And that's a really clear belief that we share between our partnerships. So we're the ones who approached the county in the very beginning to propose the idea that we might be able to apply for this funding from the Swiffer grant, which you'll hear lots about today. And we're so thankful to be able to say that we were awarded some of these funds to make possible a reusable foodware system in Hilo. And so, me kana'au ha'aha'a, me kana'au ho'omaika inui, I am so thankful for this work, and I'd like to give honor and thanks to the people who are here with us, who won't be speaking as well. So we have Senator Luane Inoue. Aloha, Senator, mahalo for being here. We have also Chancellor Bonnie Irwin. Oh yes, yes. Commissioner Del Otsuka of the Environmental Management Commission, District 3. Aloha, MC Del. We also have Tammy, and I said this correctly once, but I think it's Rameng Mo. It's important to me. I will get that down at some point. Tammy is the high school advisor for the students. So mahalo to everyone for being here. Also to those who I haven't mentioned, Ellen, also Craig, and also John, Joe here with the sounds. Also Tori Ma, mahalo ya oko pakahia pau. So I'd like to first call upon our US EPA Regional Administrator, who is joining us from very far today, Martha Guzman. Aloha and mahalo.
Aloha. Aloha. It's nice to be here in this intimate group of people who are leading and innovating. I just was sharing with the mayor that I came back from Lahaina today, visiting our team. We have about 200 folks there helping with the phase 1 of the recovery. And it's so appropriate, Ku'ule, what you said around the healing of the land. It's so literally happening right now with our brothers and sisters in Maui. So I just wanted to share that. It's heavy in my heart right now. To not talk of it would be a little weird. But it's so nice to come here and see the innovation and the leadership that's going to not only help find these waste solutions here for Hilo, but for the island and the state and the nation and the world. And I really do mean that, because you are already leading. And when people talk about things that can't be done, I've already pointed to Hilo and Hawaii on measures like, you know, plastic bags. I was asking again, because I'm always like, sometimes there's plastic bag bans and they're not really bans. But you guys are doing it right here. So anyway, let me talk about the exciting money today. Today we're highlighting the $2.1 million that EPA is investing from Biden's Investing in America agenda to advance a few Hawaii recycling infrastructure and zero waste projects. EPA is very proud to have selected County of Hawaii, Department of Environmental Management. They're receiving $1.5 million under the new SWIFR, as you mentioned, the Solid Waste Infrastructure and Recycling Funding. And it's the largest of the EPA investments in this pot that happened as part of the bipartisan infrastructure law is the largest federal investment in recycling funding in over 30 years. So it's incredible that we've gotten funding here to Hawaii. Additionally to the county's funding, there's also University of Hawaii's Sea Grant program is going to receive over $600,000 in pollution prevention funding. That's a different stream of funding. Also made possible through Biden-Harris administration Investing in America agenda. And together, these grants are going to enable the County of Hawaii, the University of Hawaii, here, the community college in Hilo, and local businesses to use resources more efficiently and reduce the waste materials that are impacting so much of our health and our climate. The two projects are part of a larger effort to design and implement a city-scale reusable foodware and refillable bottles system in Hilo that's created by and for the whole community. And as I don't need to say this to this crowd, but plastics are overwhelmingly produced from fossil fuels. They're actually exceeding, we use more oil to produce plastic than fuel. So that if we're gonna get off of fossil fuels, we must get off of plastic. And not to mention the impact they have in our waste streams and our litter and so forth. And that's why we're very happy to have created a new draft of our national strategy to prevent plastic pollution. I'm just going to say, you guys are still leading there. We're not quite as ambitious on the federal level as you are here in the Big Island. So the county has over the $1.5 million SWIFR grant, and they will build this infrastructure to support the foodware and beverage container reuse. And again, we want to thank both the county and everybody else that I mentioned in terms of the university, community college, the youth that is really going to make this all possible. We're going to hear from them today. And also, I want to recognize that there is the philanthropic side that's contributed over $1.3 million as well. So I want to also acknowledge our MC, Kule, for the Zero Waste Hawaii Island, and Perpetual, as she mentioned, who were the brainchild of this effort. And also the commitment, we cannot do this without people implementing it. So their actual commitment of being partners in this project is critical. As part of this overall bipartisan infrastructure funding and Inflation Reduction Act funding, the president said at least 40% of it has to go to disadvantaged communities. That is a term that we call Justice 40. And so we're very proud to see that that's a big component of the projects here, is making sure that all people participate, not just a project of a certain class. And of course, by rooting it with the cultural knowledge that we have, we know that's going to be important. You all know this here in the room, but 43% of Hilo's residents live in census tracts that are over half the population is below the 200% of the poverty line. So we're obviously going to meet the Justice 40 goals. Okay, so I'm going to just end there because I think that the experts are going to talk about the work they're going to be doing. It's really a privilege for me to be here, to learn and see all the innovation and leadership. And it's an honor to have a little piece of the federal funding come back to the island. Thank you very much.
Kako, we have this word that is eo, and it's a Hawaiian word that means resonance. So can we all say eo? Eo. Eo. Mahalo. Next, I'd like to call upon Mayor Mitch Roth of the County of Hawaii.
Aloha. Aloha. First, I have to start by thanking Administrator Guzman for being here. We came into office about the same time, And when we came in, the relationship between Hawaii County and the EPA was, I guess, tense would probably be the best way of explaining it. Luckily, Administrator Guzman and I got a chance to sit on some Zoom calls, and then we went to Reno, Nevada for a conference of mayors, and we had some time to talk, and then she came back here. And I guess the greatest compliment I can say for Administrator and EPA and where they're going is they are now our friends, and they're now partnering up with us to make our island a more sustainable island. You know, that's been the focus of our island, is sustainability. And what that means to me, it means everything it means to you, but what it really means is the ability to allow our kids to raise their kids here on Hawaii Island. And you know, there's some big things like housing that we need to look at, but then there's also the things that we look at that are the anchors, and having, you know, an environment where people can live and not trashed and things like that. That's really, really important. I had the opportunity a couple of weeks ago to go to the United Nations with a group of high school students. So I'm glad we have, you know, our students here. The students I went with were from Oahu, Kamehameha, but they talked, you know, about Hawaii. They talked about sustainability, and they focused on solutions for the future. And I just want to mention what they talked about, because a lot of them were Aina based, or based on the land, taking care of and preserving what we have. And you know, this grant goes to that knowledge, that indigenous knowledge that we got. And so culturally, you wouldn't think about what we're doing as being culture indigenous, but it's very indigenous, how we take care of what we have here. I also have to give a shout out to Jennifer Navarro, who a couple of years ago, about a year and a half ago, I got this thing saying, hey, haven't heard back from anybody, like to talk about recycling. So, she called me up, and well, I called her up, and we had this conversation, and this is what we talked about, and it's come to light. And so, Zero Waste Hawaii, Perpetual Hawaii, thank you so much for, you know, sticking to it and making it happen. For us, recycling is a big deal. It's very difficult for us as a county. A lot of the market streams where people buy recycled goods have kind of dried up. A lot of that was in China for us. And so we've been focusing as a county on making sure that we're all part of this. It's a COPCO thing. We're all in this together. It's not just the county, it's all of us together. And I think what the focus of this grant is, really focuses on all of us doing our share to make Hawaii Island a much better place to live, a sustainable island. So have an amazing day on purpose. Thank you for being here. I'll turn it back over to Kule.
Mahalo, Mr. Mayor. Everybody, eo. I want to say that recycling and reuse is difficult in general because it requires habit change, and habits are difficult to change when you live in systems of injustice that make it difficult for you to slow down and wash your dishes, when it's easier to use a paper plate. And so I'm so thankful to be part of this work that involves really looking at family systems and restoring those systems in addition to the big picture. So like Mayor Mitch Roth said, it doesn't seem indigenous, but when we get to the root of it, it is. So just mahalo to you. I'd like to next call upon Council Member Jen Kagiwara, County of Hawaii, District 2, I believe.
Aloha. Thank you so much for inviting me to take part in this today. I've been lucky enough to work a little bit with Zero Waste Hawaii on this project and get to hear about how it was being thought of and formed early on. Hilo needs this project, and I'm really excited that it's going to be coming to Hilo. When I knocked on doors when I was running for office, and even this first year in office, I get a lot of calls. I get a lot of people telling me that they miss our recycling program, kind of going to what the mayor and Ku'ulei had alluded to. But what I try to converse with them about is that, you know, recycling is kind of the third one of the 3 R's that we want to really focus on. So reuse and being able to really look at reducing our waste. Those two things are the most important things, right? Recycling is only the last resort. So I'm super excited that we're going to be doing this. Recycling is familiar to our people, but this is not familiar, as was stated. So I think the community involvement component is super important. So I'm really excited about that. I'll be trying to help any way I can, get the word out, get people to the workshops and events so that people can be involved. And I have a list of people who have called about recycling, and I hope to steer them towards this. So I'm very excited about that. Yeah, and I'm just excited that we're really thinking about this in so many ways, as far as the environment and also community and equity, as was mentioned before. That's super important. So I'm really excited that this is being looked at holistically in this way, and very thankful for the EPA for seeing it in that way and be willing to fund it. Happy to see the young folks from Hilo High, go Vikings, here today. And yeah, so downtown Hilo is in my district. UH Hilo is in my district. Unfortunately, Hilo Community College is not in my district, sorry. But I'm very happy to work with all of you on making sure that we get enough people involved so this is really a community led event. So thank you all so much, and looking forward to working together. Aloha.
Everybody, AO. Awesome. We heard a little bit about community engagement, and we have a press packet somewhere, but we have a week-long program of community engagement that we're doing. I was talking to Martha earlier. She's like, not more plastic, right? And so ideally, no. So if we can get enough people to really share that we want things like maybe really durable glass or really durable stainless steel type things, then that's the community input that we need. So we're having a ku'i and kani, a ku'i kalo session on one of the Fridays. We can get the schedule out to you folks, but mahalo for highlighting the importance of community engagement. That's something that we're working through. Next, I'd like to call upon our beloved Jennifer Navarra, who is the program director of Zero Waste Hawaii Island. Jennifer approached me and actually hired me, so I'm so thankful. I'm in all the pictures, but I'm only the Hawaiian. So like, I mean, that's not only, but Jen's the boss. So I'd like to call up Jen. She's representing the Swiffer Grant Cooperative Partners, Perpetual and Zero Waste Hawaii Island, also representing Pollution Prevention Grant recipient, which is the University of Hawaii. So mahalo, Jen.
Thank you, Kule, and thank you for working with us. I appreciate having her on board immensely, especially not being here from the island. It's important to have those resources of people that are connected to this place. I feel immensely grateful to be standing here in front of all of you, and it shows that advocacy and hard work can pay off. And I'm not only representing Zero Waste Hawaii Island today, but also Perpetual, who is really the brains behind this. They are working towards creating these systems of reuse, not only here in Hilo, but in 3 other cities in the US. Also, speaking on behalf of the Hawaii Sea Grant program, they kindly, as I searched for someone to go after that pollution prevention grant, agreed very last minute to get this application in. And so now we have really what we've needed, which is funding and money for infrastructure. There's a history of doing outreach. Why we've come to this solution of reuse was going back years, tabling, doing outreach at events and talking to our community members and seeing people want a solution, and then learning and finding that there's a lot of problems with our recycling system. There's a lot of problem with this compostable foodware that has chemicals in it, and we don't have the systems to actually compost them on the island. And so we found the solution of reuse and learned that it's a national movement. We understand that we have to reduce. we have to not make so much waste in the first place. And now we have really what we need in this community for wanting to do pilots for years now, and just like, there's no dishwashers really in Hilo. It's hard to do a reuse project without a dishwasher. And so thank you, EPA, for selecting us of, I'm sure, many, many applications. I think this is the largest public investment in reuse infrastructure in the country. And so we're very honored, and we're very honored that Hilo can lead on this issue, because it is a national movement. It's really a global movement that we need to reduce. We can't just keep making all this waste. So thank you.
Ew, mahalo, Jen. You said that so very well. Thank you. Next, I'd like to call up business owner Russell Ruderman. I'm so thankful because we share a beloved little. No, he has a little that he cares for, and I think I seen her today when I was at Imiloa. I think that beloved little was over there. Anyway, I sent her home with a QR code about the. I think she's gonna come home with a spell book like later on. Anyway, I'd like to call up business owner and former Senator Russell Ruderman.
Aloha. I'm Russell Ruderman. The business we refer to as Island Naturals Markets. We've got 3 stores on the island. We serve probably about 500 meals per day in some various forms. So we're very concerned with this issue. And to blow our horn for a minute, we've been trying all along to do the best we can with containers and reducing waste. I think I was a pretty big advocate for the plastic bag ban many years ago. I'm pretty sure I was the only retailer that supported the High Five program when it was first getting rolling. I think, as far as we know, we're the first to switch from plastic takeout food containers to combustible containers. I just learned that they're not as ideal as they should be, but I look forward to the next step. And you know, when plastic recycling went away for a while, a couple of years ago, we actually made a policy. We stopped selling regular water in plastic bottles. We put in refill stations and really pushed reusable bottles, and that was our #1 selling product. We made that commitment to try to reduce it. So we are concerned, like most businesses in the food industry, with the cost of containers. You know, the supply is sometimes problematic because they have to, of course, be shipped from the mainland. The shipping costs, as well as the cost of the containers and the bottles, are always going up. Shipping costs are never going to go down, so they just keep on going up. I think that we're also addressing, you know, reduce waste, the landfill issues, the various issues with trash and littering, and hopefully when we get this program up and running, we'll see a reduced cost per container over time. Right now, we pay about, for example, $1 each for a glass bottle that we put 12 ounces of juice in. That's a prohibitive cost for a lot of small businesses who might want to get started, which, if it's okay, I'm going to go off script for just a second. I see there's certain food things that are going to be hard to make locally. There's other ones that are really easy if we can just remove the obstacles. The really easy ones are snacks like chips, and beverages like iced tea and lemonade. And I see us import container after container full, just in my small business, of these products from the mainland. And these iced tea and lemonade, it's 99% water. And we have tea and honey and lemon here. We could make it here, but the cost of these glass bottles is actually prohibitive for a lot of folks that want to get into this. So this is not just a waste reduction, but it also opens up a lot of opportunities for local food production. So let's see, I'm trying to talk fast because I only had 3 minutes and we're already late here. But,
Take your time.
oh, well, let me tell you. when I was briefly in politics, I tried to get some attention to the glass reuse issue because our glass recycling is kind of crazy. We ship it at great expense to somewhere where it has very little value, and then we use an incredible amount of energy to make it into a new glass bottle. Whereas if we could just reuse them here, like they still do in a lot of other countries, you know, it would be such an advantage for us. So I failed to get any attention to this issue. And so I am so grateful and thankful to Jennifer Navarra, Elena Kumar, the people involved with Zero Waste, the people whose names I might not get right, but all of you who have made this progress, the administration's support of what we're going to do here on this island, and for all of you folks who have been working on this issue, I thank you personally for not giving up and getting us to this point. Thank you very much.
Awesome, mahalo kako. Last but definitely not least, I'm so honored to be able to present representatives of this next generation. We have supported by Miss R, we have Levi Basamot and Mai Han Nguyen. Yes.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Levi Basamot. And my name is Mai Han Nguyen. We are from the Environmental Agents of Change at Hilo High School.
Shresa's our club mission is to become educated about climate change and take action toward protecting our environment and our planet. We're also excited to be a part of Zero Waste Hawaii Island Hilo reusable footwear project.
Plastic pollution has gotten progressively worse over years, and from my experience, I have visited the local parks, and instead of enjoying their beauties, my eyes are caught by the sad sight of trash left behind out in the open area. As people sharing this earth with other living things, we are responsible for our waste. We need to know how to differentiate our trash into reusable, recyclable, compostable, and general waste. If we could manage our waste, people can fully enjoy the beauty of parks, and animals don't have to eat plastics, and the lands doesn't have to be piled with lifelong waste.
And my family own a food truck, and we have what is it called, stove inox. You may know this as a stainless steel bowl. What is make this bowl special is that we use over and over again. On a typical day, a single dough inox is using more than 3 times. It gets pulled off the shelf, fill it with warm food, hand it to the customer, and the customer eat from it. Place into the sink, wash it, dry, back onto the shelf, and cycle continues. By using alternative material to plastic, the amount of trash we collect weekly has decreased. Using reusable material has helped maintain our business in the long run, thanks to the material like dough inox, durable and reusable.
Imagine if our school had a reusable footwear system. The impact will be enormous. Youth will not only practice sustainability, but also become educated, empowered, and take actions toward the change and for a positive and healthier earth. And thank you for having us today.
There were 2 of them. Can we get a second Awesome. So I'm so thankful to hear from each of you. We're so grateful for the potential that is now upon us because of this great work. I have a list of names presented by Timony. John, please, when you return, please give our aloha to Timony of the EPA. But she provides the following names: Craig Kawaguchi, County of Hawaii Recycling Coordinator, Joni Onishi, Hawaii Community College, previous interim Vice Chancellor for Academic Affairs. Also Thatcher Motes of Hawaii Community College, Also, Brenda, mahalo for being here, Brenda. We have some, we have a model reuse system there because our beloved Ellen, she grabbed some jars that we have. And then she usually makes these drinks that we can share, but you can't take those jars. We have to bring it on back because we have to take it on back to Ellen's house. So I'm so thankful again. Again, we have lots of opportunities for community input, and like Mr. Ruderman was saying, so he was talking about local products. That means that there is encouragement for local farmers, and that means that there is encouragement for relation to land again. And so we're so wonderful. It's so wonderful to be joined by these wonderful people. Can we all get a collective AO? AO, mahalo. I think now, for those of us who can stay, we have some tea and things there, but also like a media time or something, some kind of media thing. Everybody, thank you. Thank you. Okay, goodbye.